Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Raw Radiant Health, and I'm Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me. So I got an email today. This email was asking me about how to get off coffee and if I had any suggestions, and I've been there. I want to just tell you right now, I used to be like the princess coffee addict. Coffee and sugar, and it was coffee, sugar, and cigarettes, okay? And it was insane how much coffee I used to drink. And I wasn't only like just addicted to like your regular coffee. I was addicted to, I'm not going to name the brand, but I used to be addicted to these iced coffees that like came in like these big plastic cups, right? And it was espresso, cream, a crazy amount of sugar, chocolate and ice that used to be blended up in a blender into like a coffee kind of slushy, kind of milkshake kind of thing. I used to drink 2 to 3 of those a day for almost a whole decade. It was like I had no control over myself with it. I was addicted to the coffee, the chocolate, the sugar, everything. And in fact, as crazy as this might sound, I've been able, like even when I was traveling, like in anywhere from like Japan to Cuba, I've been able to find some sort of version of this iced coffee to like for my addiction. It was sick. I've spent so much money and just my health and my sanity, like everything was invested into this, and it was not good. It was really not good, and it took over my life. And I think the scary thing was that I was afraid I couldn't function or like work without having coffee, and especially without having like my coffee, sugar, and chocolate fix all together. It was like if I didn't have that, like you didn't want to be around me, and so. It ruled my life for a long time, but I got over it, and I actually got to the other side of the rainbow. And so today I want to help anyone out there that is interested in maybe letting go of their coffee habit. And I want to just say that you can do it. It's you know, as I've said before about many things, it's all about our frame of mind. And it's also about, I think the first thing is that you gotta want to do it, and you want to be excited about it. And I'd even suggest too is, you know, do a little bit of research. Find out, you know, what's the big deal about coffee? Like, why is coffee bad? Why are you addicted to it? Like, I can tell you right now, coffee is, it's not good for you. It's a stimulant. It raises your blood pressure. It puts a lot of stress like on your adrenals. It can in fact wipe out your adrenals. You know, it can mess up your hormones. It's dehydrating. It eats away at a lot of your minerals. Like, it's just not good. And plus also too, if you notice in anyone that's a heavy coffee drinker, you can see it right in their complexion. Usually they have, it's like oily skin, grayish skin. Their circulation is not so good, and that's from the coffee. It's just too much coffee, and they just look tired, you know, and just dull. And you know, because what happens is in the beginning, it gives you that extra boost, but then after a while, your body cannot create its own boost and its own energy. It's relying on external things to sort of push it forward, and you don't want that. Like you want to be able to like, you know, have these reserves in your body that are functioning and working and happening and growing and glowing. You know, you don't want to be like relying on some sort of drink in order to sort of plug you in, right? So coffee's not that fun, especially if you want to be like a hot woman or a hot man. You don't want the coffee. You really don't. And I can say too, if you get off coffee, you'd see the difference in your complexion within, say within a week. Yeah, definitely. So my suggestion for anyone that's trying to get off coffee is think about these things. Go and do some research over the internet. just so you know why you want to get off of it and how it's going to benefit you and what to look forward to once you get off of it. Now, there's two ways of getting off of coffee. You can either slowly get yourself off of it, and that means, you know, like, I don't necessarily think this is the easiest way, but some people like to torture themselves and do this, right? And it's a gradual thing where for 1 week they drink their normal amount of coffee. The next week, let's say they drink 2 cups of coffee, they might go down to 1, and then eventually go down to nothing. Okay, so you can do that, but I think that's torture. For me, like, the best thing would be is either option A is to completely cut coffee and replace it temporarily with green tea. Green tea or eating a little bit of raw cacao, okay? And I know a lot of people are like, raw cacao, it's scary. It's not, I mean, it's not going to kill you, raw cacao. And raw cacao is a lot more better than having a coffee that's full of, you know, cream and sugar and who knows what else, right? So you might want to have like a few raw cacao beans or nibs, or have the powder in a smoothie or something, and have that to give you your extra little lift, because the cacao does have theobromine in it, which is, it's related to caffeine. It's a stimulant. But a much better stimulant than the coffee with the sugar and everything else. So you can either do that and have just a little bit of raw cacao every day to kind of get you through, or you can have green tea. And so whenever you normally would have a coffee, you have a green tea instead, but don't put any sweetener or any cream in there, nothing. And the thing is, green tea, you normally don't dress it up with this stuff anyway. So this will help you to get the caffeine from the green tea, that you're not going to have a migraine, but you won't have that added sugar and cream to keep you hooked onto something else, right? So it'll help you still have your routine of having, like, let's say every morning, first thing in the morning, you normally have a coffee, then you have a green tea, and so you don't feel like there's something missing. And it can get you off and eventually get off the green tea. I've done this in the past and it has helped, because when I drink the green tea, I don't have a headache from the caffeine withdrawal. And at the same time, I don't stay on the green tea for very long. I don't know why, but like, once I get through the first few weeks, I kind of drop the green tea habit as well. And I don't have withdrawal from the green tea because, again, there's no other stuff in it, and I don't know why, but maybe it's like there's less caffeine in it or something, but I don't get the headaches and stuff getting off of green tea. And so that's a good way of getting off of it without having that physical reaction. Now, the other way, and this is the way I did it when I went raw, was I just stopped. Like, the day I went 100% raw was the day I gave up coffee. And I just stopped. And I will say, I was in bed with a migraine headache for quite a while, for a few days. So if you plan on doing that, which I actually happy I did it, because I felt the pain. I felt that coming out of my system. I was in bed for days. And I rented a few movies and I just kind of chilled out. So I would suggest, if you want to get off coffee and you just want to cut it out of your life, then do it over a weekend where you don't need to be anywhere and you can just stay home or be outdoors doing things, just being somewhere where there's not so much stress. And that, or some other people, they actually do better if they're distracted and they're at work and they cut off their coffee so that they can just focus on other things and not even think about the addiction they're trying to get over. So these are my suggestions. I hope this can help out a bit. But really, you can do it. Anyone can do it. Do not be a ball and chain to those things outside of you. What's the point? You're the owner of your life. So have a fabulous weekend, everyone. Bye.